Today I fucked up when I fell in love with my wife. Random throwaway account. Last year my best friend, 28 female, and I, 29 male, got married. Not due to love, but because we made a pact at the beginning of our 20s, that if we approached the age of 30, and neither of us had found the love of our lives, that we would marry each other. It felt like a joke at the time because the two of us were 100% convinced we would have our soulmates by now. Like everyone else in our social circle. Watching all of our friends getting married and have kids eventually made us go, sue about that pact. Cue the wedding. It was surprisingly easy to sell our random relationship to the people in our lives because most of them assumed we were dating anyway. I mean, how could a single guy and a single girl just be good friends? It's unthinkable. The first few months of married life were awkward but fun. Awkward in a sense that we were still figuring out the rules of our relationship, especially in regards to sex. Are we fucking, are we not fucking, and if we are, do we ever call it making love? Is love even allowed? And so it went on and on. But like I said, it was fun. We enjoyed the process. Even the failures. Such as intimacy. The sex didn't work for her. She struggled to unsee me as her longtime friend whenever we attempted to sleep together. She would literally cover her face during sex because of how awkward it was for her to look at me while I'm inside of her. Not gonna lie, it stung a bit. But we were still able to laugh it off. We agreed to stop having sex with each other and decided it was best to sleep with other people. Fast forward to 2022. Valentine's Day is approaching. My first Valentine's Day as a married man. A married man who's come to realize he has fallen deeply in love with his best friend, now wife. A wife who had sex with 37 people in the first year of our marriage. 2 of those people are mutual friends. 5 of them are regular hookups. One of those regulars still needs to return my Ghost of Tsushima video game, which he borrowed after sleeping with my wife on my fucking birthday. I've had sex with one other person since our marriage. One time only. Sleeping with random people is not really for me, wife or no wife, especially not when I have feelings for someone specific. I'm not comparing body counts to shame my wife. She's done nothing we didn't agree to beforehand. That being said, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I can tell by the way my wife looks at me that I'm not her Romeo. I'm the close friend she can share the details of her sex life with, among other things. If I decide to express my feelings now, I feel like nothing good will happen. So, on Valentine's Day, I'll play my part and get my wife a cute card and some flowers before I leave her to be with guy number 38. She showed me his Instagram. He's a surfer with a fucking shark bite scar on his body. I hope that scar still hurts. Sorry I'm being mean. Anyway, that's the end. If anyone ends up reading this post and leaves a comment, please help me laugh about this. I'm good at laughing whenever I'm unhappy, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. TLR married my best friend based on a pact. Fell in love with her. Doubt she feels the same. Now I'm stuck as the side character in my wife's diary of a young woman. For the love of Almighty and your sanity, please wake the fuck up. Married my best friend based on a pact. A pact? What would she do if you hadn't fulfill your part? Annex Czechoslovakia? Get out of that marriage and get into therapy. So what was the point in getting married? To avoid your friend's opinion of you being single? It's 10,000 times weirder to be in this situation than to be single. One thing's for sure, do not bring kids into this mess. This is why you don't confuse Hollywood bullshit with real life. A lifelong contact between you, another person, and the government isn't something you just enter without thinking it through. That being said, don't fall into the sunk cost fallacy. The sooner you separate, the easier it'll be to deal with that other party involved, the government. How do you see this ending? What happens if she falls for one of these guys? Do you think she'll stick around with you? Would you even want her to? I really hope you can find a little respect for yourself. If you continue down this path, you're going to end up miserable with no one to blame but yourself. 37 guys? During COVID? She's like every contact tracer's MVP. Part of every play on the field. Time for a divorce, my dude. Maybe she'll find 38 as her Romeo, and you'll find someone new for yourself. Dude, have some self-respect. Today I fucked up by fingering a girl. This girl and I had a fun-filled day out on the town. Afterwards we got a hotel. Things started getting hot and heavy and my fingers ended up in her pants. One thing led to another and I started fingering her. She was having a grand old time, showing the usual signs that I was doing a decent job. A good portion of the way through, my nails must have given her a bit of a cut and she said ouch, and passed out cold. I'm sitting here wondering what the fuck just happened. I call her name and start panickingly shaking her. She's not responsive and I slap her face. As soon as I did this she starts having a seizure. Now I'm freaking me out. I jump out of bed and start to call an ambulance. I'm about to start the call and when she stops and starts making grunting noises. She's giving me this what the fuck just happened look and I tell her what happened. At first she tells me she doesn't believe me but then said that she has a history of having seizures when she gets hurt or scared. She said that when she has a seizure it's best to let it take its course unless it goes on for a while. I just sat there in that, thank God I didn't finger a girl to death, state. Needless to say our sexy time ended right there. Too long did not read. I fingered a girl into a seizure. You fucked up not cutting your nails. An older friend once told me some advice which I try to live by. Take one thing from one person every day, it's a great way to learn something, and reflect on it. I never thought today's topic would have me sitting on Reddit pondering, thank fuck I didn't finger a girl to death. Excuse me while I go giggle my mid-40s male ass off. Didn't see that one coming. Whoa. Okay. Definitely trim your nails but also you should probably talk to her about this after everything's calmed down. Went from a grand old time to a grand mal time real fast. Ah bet you thought you'd nailed it when you got into the panties. Cut ya nails fa God's sake. Thanks for reminding me to clip my nails before my date tonight.